All right, hey everybody, we're back and we're going to dive into this one here. We're going to cover another news article here for you. Interesting, this one right off the bat. The black dots on your windshield are way more important than you think they are. Pretty cool little read. You can go through it here. I'll kind of let you where you can pause it if you want to, or you can pull it up for yourself. But the key takeaway here is that this stuff is called frit. Okay, these dots that are on your windshield here, this is all called frit, and they serve a pretty interesting purpose. The inward facing side of the frit allows adhesive to bond to the glass. Okay, that's pretty cool, so that they can get your windshield to stay in, so it works. The outward facing side of the frit acts as a shield against UV radiation, not for you, but to protect the adhesive bond, which could otherwise weaken by continual exposure to direct sunlight. So these dots are designed to actually protect the adhesive that holds your windshield in, and as well as protecting the adhesive bonds from UV radiation, ultimately keeping your windshield from flying off mid-drive. The dot's gradient running away from the frit serves another important purpose. During manufacturing, an engineer with this is going to tell you why here. He says, "Well, these windshields are made in an oven. The long black frit heats up faster than the glass of the windshield left alone. Without the dot matrix, this would introduce distortions in the glass, but the dots leading away from the black frit help spread temperature more evenly, helping to reduce any distortion, which wouldn't be ideal while you're driving." So this stuff, multi-purpose. Number one, it protects, the UV setup from damaging the glue that's on there, and it helps form the actual windshield. I mean, this is pretty cool, pretty interesting, I thought. But we're not going to hang on that. We're moving on. This one here, we got CarShield ordered to pay $10 million in federal settlement over deceptive repair coverage ads. We know this. The CarShield sucks. Stay away from CarShield at all costs. They had to pay a $10 million settlement with federal regulators over charges that its marketing tactics were deceptive and misleading. We get all these articles in here, people complaining in here. Many purchasers discovered that the repairs were not discovered, despite making $120 a month payments to CarShield instead of delivering peace of mind and promises it advertised. CarShield left many customers with financial headache. Worse still, CarShield used trusted personalities to deliver its empty promise. Okay, CarShield sucks. Whatever you do, stay away from CarShield. I mean, these articles pop up in my thing every single day about how bad CarShield is, so stay away from them. Now, the one we really want to talk about, this one here. 10 of the coolest pickup trucks you cannot get here in the U.S., and some interesting things we're going to notice through them. Okay, so when we dive into these are ones that we are not allowed here. We can never get because of our EPA and because of chicken taxes and all kinds of different things that are here. We don't get the luxury of having these. One of them, the most well-known, the Toyota Hilux. Okay, the Hilux is amazing. And what sets it apart from the Tacoma is the robustness and durability of this Hilux. This thing is an absolute beast. Also note, though, know that Hilux won't win you performance. The latest and greatest 8th gen model is available with a 148 horsepower 2.4 liter turbo diesel, a 201 horsepower 2.8 liter turbo diesel with mild hybrid assistance, and a 164 horsepower 2.7 gas engine. Okay, so we talk all the time about how the Hilux is such a robust beast of a truck and will never fail and they run forever. Well, this is part of it here. Okay, notice the toned down aspect of this, how we are not over revving these motors, we're not overworking them, we're not putting them through too much struggle here, and that's a beautiful thing. The U.S. is always in a race war for horsepower. Gotta have the horsepower. You don't need it. Okay, these things do everything in the world you could think of in some of the best vehicles made, and they're running on 148 horsepower. So stuff to keep in mind. The Land Cruiser 70 fits that bill also. Wish we could get this here. Love this thing. I mean, this is my favorite Toyota ever made. I would absolutely love to have this 70 series. That I would straight up love it. Moving on from here, the Volkswagen Amarok is right here too. Now, this one's kind of interesting in here also from the fact that, again, you're going to see the consistency in the engine displacement, okay? 240 horsepower connected to a 10-speed. Now, what's interesting here is the most powerful engine that the VW offers in this is a 2.3 liter turbocharged four-cylinder gas engine producing 298 horsepower. It's the same engine found in the Mustang EcoBoost of all things. Why? Well, because VW jointly developed the second-gen Amarok with Ford and used the same ladder chassis suspension components from the latest Ford Ranger. So that's kind of cool. This is basically a Ford Ranger. We can't get it here, but it's basically a Ford Ranger. Now, this one is the one that interests me the most. Okay, this is the one I wish we could have more than the Hilux. Don't get me wrong. The Hilux is very cool, and I love the 70 series. I want this truck. Okay, this is a truck right here. This is Isuzu D-Max. I would love it here, and Mazda being still available here, they should bring it here because they could bring it as a BT50 here. Okay, Isuzu is a Japanese automaker and makes amazing stuff. All right, naturally, a D-Max D-Max pickup deserves a place on this list. As bold-looking, capable pickup designed to tackle the most demanding terrains while carrying heavy payloads. That alone says something. But let's look at it. They offer it with the different iterations of the D-Max, but the coolest one, which is the one I like the most, is probably the Arctic Truck AT35 edition, which is designed for extreme conditions like high mountain passes. This model has 1 ton payload capacity. Let that sink in. 1 ton payload capacity, special 35-inch all-terrain tires for higher off-road traction. So it comes with 35s, and Bilstein suspension, 35-degree approach angle, breakover at 32. So even so, the Isuzu also offers cool entry-level models as well too. The D-Max is available with 2 turbo diesel engines, 1.9 four-cylinder producing 148 horsepower, 258 torque. The other is a 3-liter producing 188 and 332. Imagine if the U.S. got a Mazda BT50 or a Isuzu D-Max with coming here with 35-inch tires, and they said it only had 148 horsepower. The U.S. market would explode. They would literally blow up and laugh it out of existence. Yet imagine this would be an incredible 20-year, 30-year running vehicle that would tackle everything we could ever dream of. I would kill to own this. I would love to have this truck here more than any other one on this list. This is amazing. The Nissan Navara, this is here as well too. It's interesting that it served as a basis for Mercedes-Benz only pickup truck, the X-Class. That's kind of cool. And it's been redesigned, but they get an Australia only Pro 4X Warrior. Wish we could get that. That would be pretty cool. But we don't get the Warrior here. And but then they give you, again, look at, smaller displacement motors, that kind of stuff. But 7,000 pound tow capacity. The Mitsubishi Triton, that's a pretty cool looking little truck right here as well too. Nothing too crazy about it, but it's pretty interesting. It's got a lot of nice modes and features. Great little truck. This GWM, now you're getting into these ones that are specifically not brands we've heard of. This is a China automaker one. Don't really care too much about it, but it's becoming very popular over there. And it's got a good look to it. It's a pretty nice looking truck. We'll never see it here. And then this one here, the Ram 1200, which is going to be basically a Fiat Titano. We know that one eventually might make it over here, and we've talked about that one already. And then you got this Segang Yang Muscle. I don't know, and I don't care. Here it is right there if you're interested in it. And but this one I love. The Toyota Hilux Champ. Okay, how awesome would it be to have this here? My God, I could think of how this would do in fleet services would blow the doors off of everything, okay? The Hilux Champ is different from all other models on the list and a polar opposite of the idea Americans have for a pickup truck. Small, cheap, cheerful. The Hilux Champ shows you don't need aggressive front ends, huge wheels to get the job done. It starts at $13,000 in Asian emerging markets. This small pickup truck offers a capability and customizability that American trucks could only dream of. They sell it to you as a 70% finished bare bones version, and you can transform it and do whatever you want to with it. How cool is this truck? Look at that little thing. I straight up love everything about this. What an awesome awesome little truck. And again, you can get it with a 2 liter, 2 liter or 2.7 naturally aspirated gas engines, or a 2.4 liter turbo diesel, and a 5-speed manual. Oh my gosh, and it has a 1-ton hauling capacity. This thing would be an absolute riot. $13,000. Yes, please, bring it. Get this here. We want this. We want this very, very bad. We want this more than anything as a whole consumer market. We need this. Get that Hilux Champ over here. And while you're at it and you're doing that on the boat, please throw me in one of these Isuzu, the D-Max in the Arctic edition, please. All right, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.